The first human word may have been the most important invention in history, because the moment humans learned to name something, they changed reality. A dangerous animal was no longer just a shape moving in the dark. It became tiger. A memory was no longer just a feeling trapped inside one skull. It became a story. A plan was no longer stuck inside one nervous little primate. It could be shared with the group. But before that happened, before the world had names, before the mind had sentences, before some ancient genius accidentally invented gossip, how did humans think? Were they thinking like animals? Were they dreaming while awake? Or were they experiencing reality in a way modern humans can barely understand anymore? That is what Freddy wants to know. How did humans think before language? Right now, you probably have a voice inside your head. It reads, it judges, it complains. It tells you, I should sleep earlier, while you continue destroying your life with one more video. That voice feels so normal that many people assume it is thought itself. But not everyone thinks that way. Some think in words, some think in pictures, some think in feelings, sounds, movement, or shapes. Some people say they have almost no inner monologue, which sounds peaceful and also suspicious. So language cannot be the whole mind. Language is not the engine, it is the dashboard. It shows some things happening underneath, but the real machine is older, deeper, and much stranger. Before language, humans were not empty. They hunted, made tools, raised children, recognized faces, remembered danger, protected friends, buried their dead, and painted animals on cave walls with more talent than most people have today. Clearly, something was happening inside those heads, but it probably was not clean grammatical thought. It was probably images, urges, emotions, body signals, memories, sounds, smells, and mental maps. A river, smoke, a dangerous face, hunger. The memory of red berries that made one unlucky cousin regret existence. Imagine a human standing in the dark 100,000 years ago. There is no word for predator, no word for death, no word for fear, but something moves in the grass. The body reacts instantly. The heart jumps, the muscles tighten, the eyes lock onto the darkness. The brain remembers the last scream that came from that direction. No sentence appears. No inner narrator says, this environment may contain a threat. The human simply knows. That is thought before language. Fast, physical, visual, emotional. Survival does not wait for grammar. If your ancestor needed a full sentence before running, congratulations, you would not be here. And that ancient system is still inside you. You hear a strange noise at night and your body reacts before your mind explains it. You see someone's face change and instantly know something is wrong. You smell food from childhood, and suddenly a memory hits before you can describe it. You walk into a room and feel the vibes are off, which is not science language, but let's be honest, sometimes the vibes are absolutely off. Language comes later and pretends to be in charge. It is like a manager who arrives after everyone else fixed the problem and says, "Great work, team." The deeper mind does not speak in paragraphs, it speaks in reactions. One of the best clues is babies. Babies do not have proper language yet, but they are definitely thinking, loudly, emotionally. Usually at 3 a.m., because apparently every baby is born already committed to destroying sleep. A baby cannot say, "Mother, I am experiencing discomfort," but the message is delivered. Babies recognize voices, learn faces, remember patterns, get scared, get curious, and want comfort. Their thoughts are raw experience. Light, warmth, hunger, pain, safety, face, sound, touch. Not stupid, not empty, just unstructured. Animals give us another clue. A crow can bend a wire into a hook. A chimp can plan. A dog can manipulate you emotionally with one sad look, which is advanced psychological warfare. These animals are not using human language, but they remember, predict, choose, and solve. So early humans before language probably had rich thought too, just closer to scenes than sentences. But here is where it gets stranger. People can lose language and still remain conscious. Neurologists see this in conditions like aphasia, where damage to parts of the brain can make speaking or understanding words extremely difficult. But the person is not gone. They can still feel, recognize loved ones, want things, fear things, enjoy music, understand faces, solve problems, and exist as a self. That means language is not the same thing as consciousness. It is a tool consciousness uses. And that raises a creepy question. When the voice in your head talks all day, is that really you? Or is it just one system inside you narrating decisions your deeper brain already started making? Because sometimes you do not decide with words. You feel the answer first, then your inner voice invents a reason afterward, like a lawyer defending a client who is obviously guilty. You say, "I made a logical decision," but your body already chose. Your gut leaned away. Your face reacted. Your memory flashed. Then language arrived with a clipboard and said, after careful analysis, no, Brian, you panicked because the room felt weird. And honestly, you were probably right. Dreams may be another window into this older mind. In dreams, language becomes weak and broken. Faces change. Places blend together. Dream logic does not care, but it still feels meaningful. Maybe thought before language was like that. Emotional cinema. Images connected by feeling. Meaning without explanation. And then there is cave art. Tens of thousands of years ago, humans painted animals deep inside caves. Before books or alphabets, they were already putting the inside of their minds onto stone. A horse, a bison, a handprint, maybe a hunt, a warning, or a ritual. We do not know exactly what they meant, and that is the point. The paintings feel like thought before writing, meaning without captions. But humans also had social obsession. We are not just survival machines, we are drama machines with thumbs. Even before words, humans had to read faces, posture, tone, eye movement, anger, trust, affection, dominance, and lies. A prehistoric human could not say, this individual has suspicious intentions, but they could absolutely look at someone and think, nope. That ancient nope may be older than speech itself. Language did not create drama. It only gave drama better weapons. Then came gesture. Before full speech, humans could point, wave, mimic, warn, touch, push, pull, show, and signal. You can point at a snake, you can point at food, you can make a face that says, do not eat that, you prehistoric idiot. But gesture has a limit. You can point at a tiger in front of you. You cannot easily point at the tiger from yesterday that might return tomorrow near the river. That is where language becomes magic. And while we are talking about weird questions, ask Freddy in the comments your weirdest one. If it breaks my brain enough, it might become the next video. Because language did not invent thought. It organized thought. It took the storm inside the brain and gave it handles. Before language, a memory might be a feeling. After language, it becomes a story. Before language, danger is a sensation. After language, it becomes a warning. Before language, a plan is trapped inside one person. After language, the whole tribe can carry it. But language also cursed us. Before language, fear was probably just fear. After language, fear became a full documentary series inside your skull. What if I fail? What if they hate me? What if everyone remembers that embarrassing thing I did in 2017? Animals feel stress. Humans write mental essays about stress while lying in bed, then get stressed about being stressed. Language gave us planning, poetry, culture, science, and civilization. It also gave us excuses, gossip, overthinking, comment sections, and the ability to say, I'm fine, when we are clearly one inconvenience away from becoming a cave painting. So how did humans think before language? Probably like a dream while awake. Images without captions, emotions without explanations, memories without stories. Hunger pulling the body. Fear sharpening the eyes. Love felt through touch and presence. Danger recognized through movement. Trust built from repeated faces. Thought existed before words. But it was wild thought. Raw thought. Thought without subtitles. And if your brain enjoys being politely disturbed by questions like this, then you already know where to stay, because Freddy is going to keep digging into the weirdest corners of being human. Before language, humans were not less alive. In some ways, they may have experienced reality more directly than we do. No constant inner narrator. No endless mental arguments. No words standing between them and the world. Just sensation, memory, fear, hunger, love, fire, darkness, and survival. Then language arrived, and the silent storm became a story. And that story became us. So maybe the voice in your head is not the deepest part of you. Maybe it is only the newest layer. Underneath it, the older mind is still there, watching shadows, reading faces, feeling danger before words appear. The ancient human never disappeared. It just learned to talk,